Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another edition of the Lead Pedal Podcast. This is episode number 1066. And today we're going to share with you a myth that's been going around for a long time and people aren't sure what it is. Are there rules for wearing shoes in the trucks? We're seeing a lot more people in flip-flops. Is that illegal or what? Well, we'll tell you right after this. Hey everybody, you've heard of Rosedale Transport. Well, they've got tons of opportunities for you no matter what you want to do. You know what? It doesn't matter what terminal, because they have terminals all across North America, and they are looking for owner-operators, truck drivers, and other team members that might be of interest. The best way to find out all the information about Rosedale, the history of a 50-year company that's stable and rock solid in the industry, is to go to rosedalegroup.com. That's right, just go to rosedalegroup.com, and you can see all the opportunities. Look under the careers tab. You'll see what's available. You'll see they've got 800 employees, 2,500 happy clients, 15 offices, and 50 years of trust. And when you get there and you talk to them and you say, hey, you know what, I want to be part of your team, make sure you tell them that you heard about it from the Lead Pedal Podcast. All right, rosedalegroup.com. Tell them we sent you. Bye. All right, so a lot of people think that there's a rule. We all used to think about that. Connecticut was known for enforcing it, that if you don't have closed-toed shoes, then you were driving illegal. Now, I know a lot of people that drive in bare feet. I know people that drive with slippers, in socks. Go to any truck show, you'll see they're all driving in socks. Their shoes aren't even coming in the cab. But this is something that we heard around for a long time. And now, of course, with flip-flops, people are going, hey, is it legal to drive? Well, as far as driving goes, there is no actual rule in FMCSA for people to wear that. What FMCSA does require, it requires drivers to wear shoes or boots that have a good grip on the pedals and provide adequate support for the feet. That's what they're saying in their requirements. They're not actually regulations, but they're requirements. Now, really, there's nothing in there that says you cannot wear flip-flops or whatever. Where that's going to be a problem is once you get out of the truck, right? If you go into a company or something like that, you have to wear usually work boots or something along that line. So depending on how many times a day you need to get in and out of that truck will depend on whether you wear work boots all the time or whether you wear, socks and then get into them when you get out. That's totally up to you. What most drivers will do, I think most of us just running general, dock to dock kind of stuff, will wear running shoes or good shoes. If your feet slip out of flip-flops, you can have a real problem. And of course, you want to make sure that you've got a good grip on those pedals, because if you're trying to brake and your foot slips off, that's going to be even more trouble. So as far as an actual regulation, there is no actual regulation that I was able to find. Lots of people have chimed in to say there's no regulation, but here's a good idea. I think the closed-toed shoes, I think that's where cowboy boots and stuff came in for drivers. It was just a way of solving that problem and making sure you have good footwear that was not going to go. But as far as, wearing flip-flops or something, there is no actual law, as far as I know, and especially here, I'm checking in Ontario here, and there is no actual, they say right here, according to the Ontario Highway Traffic Act, driving barefoot is not illegal whether you drive a closed four-wheel vehicle or a motorcycle. It's completely legal to drive in socks, so you're able to do that. Where it's unclear is around driving barefoot. Originating, many Canadian drivers believe it because the driving with footwear is more generally accepted and considered safer. And yes, we will promote that it is safer. Is it illegal driving flip-flops? They don't give you much protection for your feet, and if you have a frontal collision, so it's not technically illegal, like I said, but it's not a good idea either. Again, a lot of this, I remember this when I went to a plant. We had chemical. We always had to wear work boots where we were. And nowadays, you know what? You can get work boots or running shoes or whatever, so there's no reason not to be wearing some decent footwear while you go in. I understand the guys with the polished floors and all of that might go in socks, although socks can be pretty slippery, so make sure you know what you're doing. But I went into a plant and asked why all these drivers were sitting at the side of the plant. And the guy told me, he says, because they don't have any work boots. And we've been telling this company over and over, and they just were sitting there in line. I don't know why they didn't get a cab and go over to Walmart or something and buy some work boots. But at least keep them in your truck if you don't want to wear them all the time. But make sure you have them, because most plants you will need them when you go. And of course, make sure whatever you're wearing, and this includes high heels, and I know some of our drivers do wear high heels. Make sure that you are, being safe. So flip-flop slippers, avoid those if you can. High heels, we'll leave that to you, but I would avoid that if you can. Work hiking boots are good. Shoes with laces, make sure you can tie them up. And then, of course, a new pair of shoes can create pressure points that make it more challenging to control your foot. So be careful with those. So, all right, so there you go. That's our lead pedal Turnback Tuesday. And I forgot to play this, our jingle for you at the beginning. So maybe I should do it now. All right, folks. Turn back the clocks, clean up the spokes. This is another edition of Turnback Tuesdays with your host, Bruce Outridge. All right, there you go. I had to get the jingle in, or else, hey, it wouldn't be a Turnback Tuesday, would it? There you go. All right, so Turnback Tuesday, we kind of, in our lead pedal Q&As, we kind of take away some of the myths for you there. So, you know what? Before we get going too far away, I'm going to play this message from our friends over at Ontario Truck Driving School. We'll come back and tell you how to follow us. There you go. So, hey, the best way to follow us, if you want to keep in touch with all we're doing, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, LinkedIn, TikTok, and that's it. And make sure you join our fan club. And, of course, our Lead Pedal Radio is on Lead Pedal Radio, mixcloud.com/leadpedalradio. That's where you can find our live shows. All right, my friends, talk to you later. Be good out there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. That should make it way easy for all of you. And be safe out on the road. And make sure you're wearing your good footwear while you're driving. Here you go.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.